Hello everyone and welcome to Our Ventura TV. I'm Sandra Siepak. On today's show, I'm welcoming Mike LaPlant. He is the Vice President of the Central Ventura County Fire Safe Council. Thank you so much, Mike, for joining us on the program.
I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely. I'd like to hear more about your organization, how it started, and what you do for people here in the county.
Sure. Well, the Central Ventura County Fire Safe Council really has a grassroots effort, sort of modeled after a state Fire Safe Council organization, but we've brought that to the local areas. There are a number of Fire Safe Councils throughout the state and our county. Ours is the Central Ventura County Fire Safe Council. Sort of looking at the eastern or the western part of our county, from Ventura out through the Santa Clara Valley to include parts of Camarillo, and that's sort of our area. It's a grassroots effort with a board of people who are energetic and see value in making our communities a little safer from the wildland fire threat.
Absolutely. Now, are most of you former firefighters? I know that you are a former firefighter
I
for
am.
32 years.
Right, it was quite a while. Excellent, a great career to have, county fire. We have a 9-member board, and it's a mixture of certainly some ex-firefighters, but more importantly, there are folks from the ranching and agricultural community. We have educators. We have engineers that work for us, business owners, that all collaborate from all those different perspectives to really take a look at making our communities a little bit safer from wildland fire, as well as representation from the local public safety officials. County Fire has advisory positions on it that help us understand that threat from that more professional perspective.
Sure. Let's talk about the main programs that you do provide that make a difference. The grant implementation program, Chips Away for Fire Safety, and some of the public education programs that you offer and more.
Well, our mission statement really is sort of crafted around 3 things: action, education, and collaboration. I think we're doing pretty well on all 3 of those.
Yes.
On the action side, I think the most visible one is the Chipping Away for Fire Safety, which each year provides residents an opportunity to, once they manage the fuel on their home, around their homes, maybe they're doing some trimming and removal of brush, we provide an opportunity for them to dispose of that with a chipper, either curbside or they can come to a central location. And it's free of charge and it's grant funded. And so we try to do that at numerous locations through the early parts of the year. And so you'll be watching for those dates to be announced for 2020 and take advantage of those if you can. So that chipper event's really a great event for us in regards to that. We then move to the educational side. We work with the youth in the Ventura City area. We work with the Santa Clara Valley Boys and Girls Club for educational opportunities. And then even early in the year, for those businesses that provide equipment to fire agencies, the contract equipment, bulldozer operators and water truck drivers, we provide training for them to arrive at a scene of an emergency once contracted, to be safe and who to talk to. So that's part of the education side, and then the collaboration piece is federal, state, and local, all grant funded, and that's our main source of funding is grants, but we collaborate with both local fire departments, state, and federal as well.
It's interesting that you mention, the equipment and things that are brought in. A lot of people may not realize how important that is to fighting the fires or controlling a fire. So that type of equipment brought in certainly makes a big difference to the firefighters.
Yeah, I think you'll talk to any fire service professionals and they'll tell you it's pretty essential. They're force multipliers. It allows local fire agencies to have that first response capability, but that second wave of support can come from our private providers, and it's a great tool for us to use.
You mentioned that you offer some youth programs, so I'd like to find out some of those programs, what you cover with the younger people and some of the things that you talk to them about.
Right. Most fire agencies cover the general fire safety topics very well. Home fire safety, stop, drop, and roll, and those things. But we choose to as well take it a step further and talk specifically about the wildland environment so children begin to understand. And we worked with, for example, that Santa Clara Valley Boys and Girls Club at their latest event in Santa Paula, where we talked to the kids about what are the things to look for, and what are the dangers to look out for. It's not in your home, but it's exterior. What to do if you see something. How we approach fires, how to respond appropriately to their parents or guardians about evacuations. And so we think we bring that to them as a fire safety element exterior to the home. that is sometimes a little more obscure for those guys. So sometimes it's like that.
Right.
And that'll penetrate either the Boys and Girls Club, or we do go to the schools through our Ventura City's youth programs in the schools. So it's good.
It's good to inform kids early on what types of things to be prepared for, so that they can also help. Should they ever be evacuated, they'll know exactly what they're in for.
Yeah, I think it lowers maybe somewhat the fear factor, the unknown. So you have a little bit of, not a comfort level with it, but it's not as quite as threatening, but rather, I've heard about this, I think we're doing the right thing.
Right. You mentioned funding, and certainly the funding for your organization is vital, and it's very important. So let's elaborate on that a little bit, and where the funding comes from, and exactly what does it cover for you?
We are, the bulk of our funding obviously is grant generated.
Okay.
Both from the federal level, from the U.S. Forest Service, from the state level, from CAL FIRE, which provides us an opportunity to do some of the work we do. We have corporate donations, or grants, I should say, as well.
Okay.
And really that helps us do the chipping away at for fire safety. That's totally grant funded.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Our educational programs are grant funded. We're always seeking opportunities for partnerships with either commercial entities or governmental entities. Edison International has been great, providing us with grants specific to the chipper program and some of the educational programs.
Okay.
But the CAL FIRE has always been a good partner as well, our state partners at the state level with grant funding. As with any grants, we have to spend it properly and account for it very properly. But we want to make sure we have an outcome that's positive and makes those dollars well spent, and that's our challenge.
I know this is something that, for you, you've been on the Fire Safe Council now for several years. Why would we need a Fire Safe Council to explore these types of things with people? Why do you feel we need that?
Yeah, I think the idea really sprung from the energy of local citizens who said, how can we help?
Okay.
After major fires. And this goes back to 2010 when the group was formed here locally.
Okay.
The preceding fire seasons were obviously were bad. And so there was some local energy said, how can we get involved? Okay. And that's what this group does. It closes the gap between the professional governmental funded fire prevention and protection agencies, which are doing a great job, and that's groundswell of energy from the community.
Right.
And they were asking, how can we help?
Right.
And so the model was really generated from the State Fire Safe Council, California Fire Safe Council, sort of an overarching group, and then the smaller grassroots efforts were initiated in around the 2010 timeframe. So beyond the Central Ventura County Fire Safe Council, there's a Fire Safe Council in Ojai. I know of one in Ventura Park. There are others in the southern part of our county really becoming energetic because of their impacts by the Woolsey fire this last summer and last fall. Right. And so the energy level is up, and we closed the gap between governmentally funded and operated programs and what the citizens can do to help.
What would you say to citizens, residents, businesses here in Ventura County about fire safety and being prepared? Fire safety needs to be addressed almost year-round now. We do have a fire season, of course, but I think there's also things that pop up from time to time throughout the year. So people need to be aware. They need to say something if they see something. Correct?
I think awareness is extraordinarily important.
Sure.
With our fire conditions we've had lately, especially looking at Woolsey and Thomas, there are times when we have fires start that the fire service professionals and our law enforcement partners may not be able to get into their neighborhoods in a timely manner.
Right.
They have to be aware of doing the right thing. Even if you're not ordered to evacuate, if it looks like the right thing to do, just leave. Don't wait for someone to tell you. Sometimes these fires move lately with such speed that it's hard to get the word out, even with some very robust messaging opportunities that we have through personal devices. Just be aware, number one.
Right.
So to be aware, to take advantage of what you've prepared to do, and that starts early in the year and has to be in place throughout the year anymore.
Right.
We're certainly, fall tends to be our more acute periods of wildland fires in our area, but it's a year-round thing, and so be aware, then be prepared to do what you've already prepared to do. And I'll have to also reinforce that you prepare your home to be, we'll call it hardening your home. Okay. That's where you can, if you have weed abatement necessary, do that. But at the same time, if you're anywhere near the brush, make sure your home is prepared to withstand a fire. It's not the flame front or the heat that causes problems well in from the edge of the fire, it's the embers. Make sure your property is prepared to not be a place where an ember could land and extend. So it's all of our responsibilities to be prepared and then take action when you see it.
Right,
happen.
and you did, of course, brush clearance is extremely important. Should you be near the hillsides and you know, the mountain areas, I think that really makes a big difference. So it's good to say that.
We've certainly seen the positive effects of that for years.
Yes, absolutely. How can residents and businesses get involved with your organization? Are you always looking for members or volunteers, or how does that work with the organization?
We'd love to have folks who are interested and have some energy. Who might want to serve on our board of directors.
Okay.
Really, the criteria for someone to serve on the board is energy and a desire to help, right?
Okay.
And we'll take advantage of whatever skill set they bring with them.
That's nice.
And so that's the board's makeup. And so anyone interested in doing that, they can visit cvcfiresafe.org and just take a look at our website and leave some notes there. We'll get in touch with them as far as from the expansion of the board. As far as funding, we're always looking to partner with either businesses or other governmental agencies, primarily in the grant funding process, so that we have an obligation to perform, and then we have the mechanism and the funding to do that. So anyone interested, give us visit that website, cvcfiresafe.org, and I will work you through that process.
Okay. What do you expect now for the future? What do you look forward to doing with the organization?
It's kind of an exciting period. We're going to embark on a strategic planning process in about a month. And my guess, it's going to move towards an expansion of programs we currently do, where we partner with ranch owners to create ranch plans for their properties in the case of wildfire. We're looking to expand to be able to provide to citizens some general level of inspection of their property to maybe advise them on actions to take specific to their property. We believe we're in a position to do that. Should be able to do that around the 1st of next year. So you'll contact us and we can come out and take a look at your property and help you out in concert with local fire service professionals.
So you basically come out and kind of give suggestions on how to prepare yourself should you be in the realm of finding yourself in that situation of evacuating.
And even prepare your property well ahead of time. What things might need to be done to your property, like I said, to harden the property, and then to what actions it takes should be your house be approached.
Good, terrific. Well, I wish you much luck with the organization. I know that you're doing a great job here in Ventura County.
I appreciate that.
And we want to see you keep doing that.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the opportunity.
I'm very glad that you joined us on the show. Mike LaPlant of the Central Valley County Fire Safe Council. Thank you again for being with us. And thank all of you for joining us today on Our Ventura TV. I'm Sandra Siepak. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye, everyone.